Good day, viewers. Of course, it's a Tuesday and you already know what time it is. Of course, time for the show that connects, creates, and talks about all things culture. That is, of course, Generation C. I am Kapuka and I will be taking you through today's episode of Generation C. Now, this show aims to empower the youth throughout all our three segments, namely The Zone, Varsity Chat Room, and School Corner. Now, it's of course a Tuesday, and The Zone is published every Tuesday in the Namibian Sun, the Algemene Titan, as well as the Republican. Now, of course, if you didn't get yourself a copy, the time is already now to rush to your closest service station or shop to, of course, get yourself a copy. But as for now, let's just stay tuned and let's take a look at what The Zone has in store for us. Now today in studio, we're of course joined by Kapuka Martin, or Martin Kapuka rather, who is the writer and director for Normalize Therapy, which is a short film produced by final year students at UNAM. Now he is here to tell us all, but before we get into that, let's take a look at what The Zone has in store for us, as mentioned earlier. Now taking a look at the front page, we of course have an article by Micheline Navati, says, where we focus on Jasmine Caesar, a 17-year-old head girl of Duneside High School. She is the current junior mayor of Walvis Bay, and she's serving on the Junior City Council and the Irongo Regional Council. She said she is a person who loves working in diverse groups of vibrant and determined individuals, and she was selected as the junior mayor on the 15th of October 2021. Now, moving over to page 2, we of course have an article about the St. George's Junior Choir. Well, they did it. The article is on the St. George's Junior Prep School, the Prep School Junior Choir, which made it to the top 10 list of junior choirs in South Africa. They achieved the 6th place in the RT Kafir Apollos competition for junior choirs with an average of 86%. Now, the AT Kafir Apollos is the oldest and biggest school choir competition in South Africa. It is the second time that the St. George's Junior School has made it by the top 10. The last time was in 2015 when they achieved the 6th place. Now, of course, I want to congratulate the St. George's choir for doing the most and putting Namibia on the map. But further moving on page 2 as well, we have our Vox Pops for this week, where we, of course, our team, of course, took to the southern schools to find out from the learners what exactly they thought about the career fairs happening in their region. Now, here is what they had to say.
My naam is Tonara Julius en ek is graad 11A by PK de Villiers, Keetmanshoop. Die careerfair het my baie gehelp. Van nou het ek 'n beter rigting vorentoe. Ek ken beslis waarom dit doen. En ek kan sê dat nou het ek 'n clear pad vorentoe. Ja, en ek ken beslis ek wil definitief 'n pharmacist wees en ek weet hoeveel punte ek moet hê en die requirements basically.
Okay, good day. My name is Artisan, a grade 12 learner at Settler High School. I'm a LRC, Learners Representative Council. The career fair it's a nice opportunity because it helps us to distinguish in what subjects we want to study and what career we want to follow in the future. And when I go study next year, I want to do criminal law because I have a passion in criminal justice. I want to further and I want to have a PhD in criminal law because I like to specialize in law because law is interesting and it helps it's all about our constitution.
My name is Matthias Malengi. I'm a AS learner at Cederlig Secondary School. I'm also a learners representative council for all the problems that all the learners are encountering, and I bring them forth to the school board.
And how was the career fair today?
It was really fascinating and interesting. From a small settlement north to where we usually don't have these events and all of that. I'm really grateful that I got the chance to experience or to be part of this beautiful organization and this beautiful event that was held here.
And what did you learn from the event?
That it doesn't have to be you or your parents to make the decision for your future. There are a lot of people that are involved and a lot of people that are willing to help you. And the most important thing is communication with everyone.
So once you graduate high school, what are you looking at going to study for university?
I'm actually looking to do a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, probably at NAS or UNAM, but it all depends on the marks that I get. And yeah, fingers crossed for the future.
Well, also on page 2, we of course have our photo of the week. Now, this week's photo of the week, we have a photo from the Under 13 Super League finale that took place at the Windhoek High School Verkop Stadium. Now, I must say that this finale definitely had everybody on their toes, but Pioneers Park Primary School definitely didn't come out to play, but they came out to show us how the game is done. Now, of course, Pioneers Park Parkies, of course, took away the win, leading their victory with a 33-7 win. Now, I was definitely there at the game, and I must say that Parkies definitely set the stadium on fire, and this was one game which definitely kept us watching.
Hierdie wedstryd het in die eerste helfte baie stadig beweeg by sterk verdediging van albei kante af en toe. In die tweede helfte het die Parkiesmanne met 'n behoorlike wil teruggestap op die veld. En daar het ons Parkies wat die bal daar uithaal en hom verder aanskop. Gimnasium wat hardloop vir hom, maar kyk daai Parkies-speler wat hom nou gaan vang daar net by sy eindlyn. En dit was 'n baie pragtige 3, een van die mooistes wat ek al gesien het. Pragtige 3 daar vir Pioneers Park. Hulle het op die ouend die wedstryd huis toe gevat, hulle skramskakel wat daar wil oorskop. En daar het hy pragtig oorgeskop. Veral vir hierdie ouderdomsgroep is dit nog nie gegee dat hulle gaan oorskop nie. In die ouderdomsklasse is dit nou bietjie meer gegee dat hulle gaan oorskop, is bietjie meer skokkend as hulle nie doen nie. En daar's Parkies in besit van die bal. En Parkies wat net hulle wil vorentoe gevat het en oor die eindlyn pragtige 3 dae het amper die manne getart wat hom gejaag het. Weereens Parkies se skramskakel wat oorskop daar. Pragtige skop, veral vir die hoogte van daai skop vir hierdie ouderdomsklas is baie goed. Ons kyk nou na ons laaste hoogtepunt van die wedstryd, want ek Gimnasium wat die bal daar oorneem. Maar die bal daar aangee en die spel gaan voort. En daar het Gimnasium net wind gevang en oor die eindlyn geduik. Baie dankie dat julle by ons aangesluit het vir die hoogtepunte hier. Dit is nou ons laaste hoogtepunt daar. Parkies wat die bal in hand het. Net so diskant hulle eindlyn. En daar vat hulle dit oor die eindlyn. En dit is 'n 3 vir Pioneers Park. Baie dankie dat julle by ons aangesluit het vir hierdie hoogtepunte. Ons het nog 'n paar wat kom. As Parkies se skramskakel wat oorskop, weer eens pragtige skop van hom af. In die eerste helfte was hy nie so vasberade om oor te skop nie, maar in die tweede helfte het hy sy alles gebring en dit.
But moving over to page 4, we of course have a lovely article on our star teacher for the week. Now this week's star teacher is Teresia Kandume, who completed her studies at the International University of Management, where she obtained an honors degree in mathematics and natural sciences. Now, of course, also on page 3, we have our school focus for the week, which is the Desert View Private School. This week's full focus is on the Desert View Private School, boasting about 15 teachers and 80 learners. The private school is in Walfish Bay and was established in January 2021. This is the mainstream school offering grade R to 12, as well as a daycare facility. According to the founder of the school, Kim Koch, they are a unique school because they are affordable, if not the cheapest private school in Walvis Bay. Now, this is, of course, one really amazing private school, and they will be having their first ever matric farewell this Friday, the 9th of September. So keep locked to my zone, of course, because we will be bringing you there or everything that is happening within their matric farewell live on our Facebook and YouTube platforms. So make sure to tune in. Well, moving over to page 4, we of course have an article on a season that has officially started after COVID-19. We have not seen the season coming back, but this year it is of course back, and that is the season of all the cultural festivals. Now, the International University of Management, IUM, hosted their Cultural Fest, and the Cultural Fest was hosted by the university, was aimed to preserve various cultures as well as celebrate them. The International University of Management main campus in Dorado Park played home to its annual cultural festival on the 31st of August, and everyone present at the festival was dressed in their traditional attire to embrace their culture. Now, there were different stalls at which ethnic groups displayed their traditional food and tools. Now, I must say that this was definitely something that everybody needed to stay tuned and look into, because I think these are festivals that we've missed, especially due to COVID-19, and just to see that they are coming back is something that is definitely to be celebrated. As Somizi would say, this deserves a shame. But let's take a look.
The International University of Management's main campus in Dorado Park played home to its annual cultural festival on the 31st of August 2022. Everyone present at the festival was dressed in their traditional attire as everyone was embracing their culture. There were different stalls in which the different ethnic groups displayed their traditional foods and tools. The cultural event also featured a range of performances by various ethnic groups, namely Damara, Oshivambo, Kavango, Herero, and many more. This provided the audience with lots of fun and entertainment. From the vivacious director of ceremonies, Lucky Peters, to the stunning director and acting dean of students at IUM, Dr. Hendrina Ujombala, there were many brilliant and intriguing speakers. Cultural festivals have social and economic aspects. Chair of the Student Representative Council at the IUM Kurunkuru campus, Matthews Petru, said, "Festivals offer people the chance to set aside their worries and rejoice in the good things in life, even if it's only for a brief moment." He emphasized that being educated does not require a complete rejection of culture. Rather, it just exposes people to better ways of thinking and seeing the world. Andrew Mohankwe-Ketsi Kosimang, the paramount chief of the Botswana Namibia, emphasized the growing interconnection of the world's political, economic, religious, and cultural institutions. This suggests that even if our country is diverse and home to many different cultures, we still need one another to advance as a nation. The cultural event has been and will continue to be successful. Up until 2nd of September 2022, it will continue every day in Windhoek Palm Tree Park.
Well, also in page 4, we of course have our Varsity Corner. Now, our Varsity Corner is from Kate Francinette Ninita Baulet, a second-year journalism and media technology student at the Namibia University of Science and Technology, NUST. This is a journey that she has always wanted to embark on, and growing up, she's never really known anything besides media. When she was in primary school, she was always part of some form of art, starting off with Chi Namibia, where she used to travel and do a lot of dances around the country and in Botswana. And not only that, but Kate Francinette Baulet was, of course, also on Sunshine Club, where a lot of young ones used to stay educated and, of course, tune into when she was over at the Silver Spoon Academy, teaching the learners how to cook and, of course, being that #1 presenter. Oh, what an interesting Zone edition that was. Of course, if you haven't got your copy yet, the time is already now to make sure that you have a copy to keep for yourself and, of course, show your friends and read all together, because reading is very, very, very important. But as mentioned earlier, the Zone is no longer having a sports page, but the 4th page focuses on everything happening within the tertiary world. But as for now, let's head over to the school corner to see what the school kids have to say. let's take a look at what is happening in this week's School Corner. Now, for starters, we of course have some content from the learners at David Besaden High School, as well as Ella Duplessis High School, and not forgetting the Komasura High School receiving their school newspapers. Now, this school newspaper, the Commerce Times, of course, came out last week, and here is the content that they have for us. Cut. I forgot what schools are coming out next week.
Would you date a girl whose profile picture is still her ex-boyfriend?
Guys, the school newspaper is finally out! Like even here on the first page.
You are ugly here.
Now, that was all we had for you in today's School Corner segment, but don't forget that you guys should send us content more like this each and every Tuesday for our show, of course, through our Telegram channels. And if you don't send, then you don't stand a chance of seeing yourself on television, YouTube, or our Facebook platforms. But none other than that, let's head over to the interview with Martin to find out a little bit about their amazing short film. Right, if you're just joining us, you're of course watching Generation C, the show that aims to inform the youth. Throughout our three segments, there's of course The Zone, Varsity Chat Room, as well as School Corner. Now I'm of course seated here with Martin Kapuka, the writer and director of, that is of course, the Normalize Therapy.
Short film.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. What's up, bro?
Good. Right, so tell us a little bit about what inspired Normalize Therapy.
Normalize Therapy is actually an initiative of a collective of PR students, final year students at the University of Namibia. It's part of their media planning module. We had to do changing behavior campaign.
Yeah.
So with all the brainstorming, we ended up coming up with Normalize Therapy. Yes.
Wow. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the short film. What can people expect when watching the film?
Basically, Normalize Therapy addresses mental health issues that are affecting our society. So in the film, you can expect different concepts, different real life concepts that actually happen amongst us. Not everything, but like some concepts that actually do happen amongst ourselves, and just showing you, like, you know, different solutions to such problems in case somebody actually goes through them, whether it's yourself or somebody that you know, how to actually go about it, and basically just to trigger the conversation of let's normalize therapy.
Wow, that's really, really amazing. All right, so what is the impact thus far that you guys have seen since you've released the short film?
We had the launch at Gutta Institute, and after we previewed the film, we gave people 10 minutes to just discuss the film and to discuss mental health as a subject. We ended up going 15 minutes extra. 15 minutes extra.
Okay.
And actually, we had to literally cut it short.
Yeah.
And apologize to the people while we had like 5 to 6 other people still wanting to give their opinion.
Yeah.
Yes. So that already, that showed that the film, that there was an impact on the people.
Yeah.
We worked with Nafimane legal practitioners. Funny thing. So the co-founder of this law firm is actually the main character.
Is it?
Yeah, so he's a very talented guy, and he went out of his way to sponsor us. He sponsored us and then we also had Raw Media Solutions that gave us a good discount on shooting the film. And also, of course, National Art Council have always been supporting any initiative that Blaqhouse Collections is doing. So they constantly have our back. And Goethe Institute, basically. Yeah, those are the people that made it possible.
Wow, that's indeed great. All right, so tell us a little bit about normalizing therapy. What is the importance of normalizing therapy now, if we are to move a little bit away from the movie, the short film?
Okay, normalize. I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
And that's not to say your problem is not that important, but like talk to somebody, it might save your life.
Wow, that's really amazing. I love that, Saint, actually, because you always think your problem is bigger until you hear the next problem, and you're like, yo, Hannah, God is actually with me throughout.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So where can our Namibians find the film?
YouTube. It's definitely on YouTube. We're still trying to get it on any other broadcasting platform, since the idea is to raise awareness. So we want as many people to watch it. So, but for now, it's available on YouTube. Hopefully, over the week, we can get it to other broadcasting platforms.
Wow, that's really, really amazing. All right, before I let you go as well, why would you recommend our Namibians to watch this film?
Well, we have a stigmatized situation in Namibia where therapy is like, it's not our thing. And in this film, we show people that, look, you might be in this situation.
Yeah.
And this is how typically you're likely thinking. But did you know, have you gone to therapy, you will find A, B, and C, that there will be solutions that you might have not thought about.
Yeah.
And another reason why Namibian needs to actually watch Normalize Therapy is because, one, it's a collective of final year students.
Yeah.
That's a product of, it's a local film, yes. And mostly especially with the youth, they're still trying to figure out where they're going to go study. So it's just an opportunity to show them actually what places like the University of Namibia are actually doing with their students.
Yeah, that's actually a really, really great initiative, because I love to see students that are still learning how to make films, already producing such amazing films that are having an impact on the Namibian nation at large. All right, thank you so much for joining us today. Before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Just basically, I'd like to give a message to all the organizations that are actually doing the most already, that are actually assisting students, because that was an obstacle that we faced. We wouldn't have been able to produce this had we not gotten financial support. So all organizations that are really currently doing the most, that are assisting the youth, continue doing that. And for those that are still looking for something worthy of supporting, this campaign it basically started off as, as an academic assessment. However, we've now crossed over. We've gotten a distinction already at school, and now we're trying to materialize it in real life. So they shouldn't hesitate to reach out if they want to support. Definitely. And if we do come to their door, they should please open it and sit down with us and see how they can assist us to making it, a national thing.
Right. So where can they reach you? Share your contacts, your email.
blaqhousecollections@gmail.com, Instagram, Facebook, or my cell phone. 081
This is your company.
207135. That's always in my hand.
All right, there you have it. You heard it yourself from Martin, that you guys should definitely head out to YouTube to watch this film, because it is, of course, made by Namibian creatives, made by our final year students, of course, at the at the University of Namibia. And they are definitely doing the most. And I think if anyone out there would also like to sponsor them to create any other films, of course, using our Namibian creatives, you've heard the email, Blaqhouse Entertainment.
Blaqhouse Collections.
Blaqhouse Collections at gmail.com.
Yes.
Don't waste time. But anyways, do stay tuned, because up next we have the Varsity Chat Room. Well, there you have it, Generation C on this lovely, lovely, lovely Tuesday. I definitely enjoyed today's show. I had a lot to learn from Martin Kapuka because I, of course, love that amazing initiative, that short film that was all about therapy. I think that is what stood out for me. And the fact that the final year students at the University of Namibia are actually the ones that came up with this initiative makes it even better. I definitely know what I'm going to watch after, of course, recording the show. I'm heading home, heading onto YouTube and watching their amazing short film. Thank you so much to the students at UNAM for creating this one. But as for me right now, it's of course time to go back. As for you guys, be sure to tune in next week, same time, same place. Until next week, it is of course Katuhanganeni Pokapanambwe.